Hi, my name is Anne-Marie Moore with Project Present, and today we're going to cover a variety of communication strategies when speaking with someone with dementia. The first is to slow down. We are fast, right? We have lots to do and we are constantly going. And when we want to communicate to our partner with dementia, we must slow down. Not only our language, but our actions. We can't be running from here to there trying to communicate because that can be really difficult to comprehend and understand. So we need to be deliberate and thoughtful when we're speaking in both our actions and our words. And then what we're saying, it's important to be specific. Right? Specificity is key. Keep it simple and clear. We don't need to add a lot of language because that can get really confusing. So make sure your messaging is as simple and specific as it needs to be. Let's say if you're asking your partner to do something, for example, to get their coat on, we must understand that a person with dementia has a much slower processing time. So our natural inclination is if we are to ask someone to do something and they don't do it right away, it's to repeat it, right? And we try to repeat it sort of in a different way, like instead of saying, go get your coat on, we might say, okay, by the front door where the closet is, go up there and get your coat on because we are going to the store. What that does for someone with dementia is start over all of the processing. So let me clarify that. When we ask someone to do something, it can take anywhere from 60 seconds to 100 seconds to process. So if I were to ask my loved one with dementia to get their coat on, let me show you what it might feel like. Get your coat on. That was only 10 seconds. So it can be anywhere from 60 to 100 seconds. So what do we feel like doing during those long 10 seconds is to repeat it again and say something to clarify it. That's human nature, to redefine instruction so that we think it'll be more clear. But what I'm telling you is it's more important to repeat it exactly the same way if you feel the need to repeat. So please get your coat on. You would say it the exact same way so that the processing time doesn't have to add all the new language and words. So remember that there is a slower processing time and we really need to be cognizant of that. And that's where I think mirroring might help at times too. When someone does have a very slow processing time, sometimes it helps just to, in another video I speak about this, mirror the action with them, walk to the closet, both get out coats, and then you can both put your coats on together. So the action is being mirrored. But just be aware of the time. And if you need to repeat exactly the same way. Because like I said, the processing time is a lot longer. And I want you to think about when you're communicating with your loved one to make eye contact. That is a really powerful way to connect. If you're in the kitchen and you're yelling something into the family room, that isn't always going to translate, or it's not always going to make the connection. So I think it's valuable to speak and gesture face to face, making eye contact with your partner so that they can see you, and the message will be much more clear. And lastly, be aware of the environment, right? If you have grandkids over and there's lots of screaming and yelling going on, that can make it very difficult for the person to understand and comprehend what's being said because they might be overstimulated, like a loud TV, noises from the neighbors doing work outside. All of these things can contribute. So always be aware of environment when you go somewhere or when you're even in your own home, because that can sometimes affect the understanding and comprehension of what you're trying to communicate. So just to review, slow down, be specific, right? If you're asking your partner to do something and you need to repeat it exactly the same way because we need to remember that processing time is slower. Also, make eye contact, speak and gesture face to face, and then be aware of your environment. And those are some communication strategies that can really help form a stronger connection and perhaps understanding between you and your partner. I'll be moving on to other communication strategies in a couple of different videos, so take a look at those as well. Thank you so much for watching.